everyone. Today we have to cover Avantis because, as you guys can see, Avantis is up 14.4% in the last 24 hours. So not only is Avantis up that much in the last 24 hours, we can also see in the top gaining projects for crypto, Avantis is ranking up here as well. So we're going to talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So currently we have 53 million in market cap and 67 million in trading volume here. So we've been seeing a lot more numbers coming in. 24 hours, we have 15%. Last week, 24%. And the last 2 weeks, 26. And in the last month, pretty much 23%. So we've been seeing some good numbers in Avantis. And if you look at this video that I just made 5 days ago on the 20th, 21st, actually, you can see this is what I was talking about here. I did think that it was actually going to be a little bit bearish from here if it got rejected all the way up here at these levels, and we've seen that we're pretty much at those levels. We'll have to see if we do get rejected at those levels and what happens. But if you look over here, this pattern, you could call it a bearish expanding triangle. So this is the bearish expanding triangle. Now we are coming up to the top end of this bearish expanding triangle now. The real question is, will this thing get rejected or will it continue, right? Will it continue upwards or will it get rejected? So that's pretty much what we're looking for here for this expanding triangle. Well, bearish expanding triangle, because that's what they call it, right? So we'll have to see what exactly happens with that. It was at 13 cents when I called it on the 21st, which was 5 days ago. And now you can see we're at 16 cents almost. 17 cents. We were at 17 cents very briefly. So, it's kind of interesting to see how it's playing out currently. And actually, what I think is about to happen, like this could be big because we have a lot of financial information coming out. We're probably going to get a big drop inside of crypto and in the stock market. The stock market is literally at all-time highs. Every day it sets a new all-time high. The S&P 500 did the same thing. And QQQs, SPY, Microsoft, all that good stuff. If you look at the top companies, they're literally all touching all-time highs, and we're looking at the SPY right here, and the SPY is pushing new all-time highs too. I was doing some day trading on it, but yeah, as you can see here, it is pushing up higher and higher. So we're at new all-time highs again, and we're all of a sudden getting this financial information coming out. So I think that this information that comes out, more than likely, it's going to be some bearish information that pushes the market down. All right, so we're going to have to see how that is. We have the Fed press conference on the 29th, and they're also going to make their interest rate decision at 2 p.m. on the 29th. That's going to be huge. It's going to determine whether or not we start dumping now or keep going up. On the 30th of April, we're going to have the GDP growth rate quarter over quarter. And we're going to have the core PCE also coming in, the price index there. So we're going to have to see what happens for those 2 days, the 29th and the 30th. And that's going to be some pretty big news. And that's going to be on Wednesday and Thursday around 2 p.m. So we're going to have to see what ends up happening there. But in the meantime, I think Avantis is going to keep pushing a little higher, as well as Bitcoin and everything else. We're about to get to the top of this bearish expanding triangle, so we'll see if we can break past it or not. And again, even though it's called a bearish expanding triangle, doesn't mean that it has to be bearish, right? Doesn't mean that it has to be bearish. So the bearish expanding triangle, you see that top line is curving upwards, right? As you can see here, the top trend line on that triangle is curving upwards. Whereas if it was a bullish expanding triangle, it would be like this. And then you would have the downward one as the expander, right? And then if you look over here, that's what that would look like with a bullish expanding triangle. So yeah, currently we're inside the bearish one, so we'll see what happens. But we should still get up here to the top level of it. Might even start trying to push up to 20 cents. So yeah, it's still pretty good. I thought that it would be a little bit bearish leading up to it, but hey, Bitcoin's rallying, so everything is starting to rally now. So we'll see what happens if we continue to get rejected at these levels, especially on the 29th and 30th. that's really going to determine what happens next in the pricing here for Avantis. But other than that, Avantis as a platform has been doing pretty well. They did this promotional video with Base, and it's with the founder. So the founder, he features in this. A bunch of people just pop up in here, so I'm not gonna play sound, but I'm just gonna show you. I think that's the founder right there.
Your name is
well, there's a few Asian guys on there, but yeah, he's like the co-founder right there of Avantis, and this is being posted directly by Base. So if you look at this, Base posted this 3 days ago. Base posted this, and they have the co-founder of Avantis. It says built by the best season 2. So they're putting their best builders on there, and the co-founder of Avantis is seen as one of the best builders on Base. So the fact that the co-founder is seen as one of the best builders on Base, I think that puts Avantis above a lot of projects inside of the Base ecosystem. So I think it speaks for themselves, right? Base was founded by the same people who founded Coinbase. If they co-sign Avantis and the founder, then I'm with it, right? So I think this is a good thing. I think this is a good thing for us. Now, also, there's a few other things I want to mention. Definitely check out the link in the description for Avantis if you guys want to go ahead and trade on here. You can do fees with your perps or zero fees. If you do the zero fee perps, you're doing 75x leverage plus. If you're doing it with fees, you're doing below 75x leverage, and you can get up to 15% off if you sign up with a discount code inside of the link in the description and the top of the comment section. But yeah, more on that later. But what I really want to talk about here is what a lot of traders are actually doing. So this was reposted by Avantis. So the actual post here says Avantis is the only perps exchange which allows you to pay from your profits, swing trade with up to 500x leverage, catch every tick, momentum trade, and macro headlines, spreads as low as 7.5 BPS, even on a $10 million Bitcoin market order. So that's pretty good. And if you actually look at this person is longing with 319x leverage, and they're trading with $5,000 collateral. So that's putting their position size at $1,595,000. So if you think about that, like this person they're really hacking the system, right? They're 319x leverage, $5,000 collateral, trading like it's $1.5 million, right? But the problem here is that the open price is $77,540 and the liquidation price is $77,334. So that means you will literally be liquidated if the price goes down by $200. So if the price of Bitcoin drops down by $200, your $5,000 collateral gets liquidated immediately, right? But if it goes up even just by a small amount, well, you're at 319x leverage on $5,000. So you can only imagine what that would be. Just for that one order that they had set up here, the opening price for their long was 77,540. So they opened it at 77.5K. And then the current price is at 78.5K, right? So it went up by $1,000, or in other words, it went up by almost 1%. And just by this going up by almost 1%, their $5,000 collateral went up 317% to $15,862. So they went from $5,000 to $15,862 in about a month, because it does say that the price of Bitcoin was at a certain level. I think this one was less than a month, but there was another one that I was looking at for Ethereum that was a little bit more than a month. So yeah, this one, it was in less than a month. I think this person might have did this in like one day. So yeah, mark me if I'm correct. But I mark me if I'm wrong, not correct. But yeah, I think this is a different one. But still, to go from $5,000 to $15,000 in the matter of days, like that's absolutely crazy. I think this one was less than a day though. But yeah, some people are saying don't fall for this fake promo right here. Which what I would say about this is, yeah, if you're using extremely high leverage on Avantis, you're gonna get liquidated easily. So I would say yes, it is true. It's very easy to get liquidated because you might just open with a 20 to 30% loss already from the jump, just from the spread. There is a really small gap to get liquidated when you're doing high leverage like that. So you got to be extremely careful. Me personally, I think up to 75x leverage is good for me because I can control what happens up to 75x leverage, right? Let's say instead of doing the 319x leverage like that person did, I just want to do um 5. All right, let's say I want to do 75x leverage, right, on 75,000 or on 5,000. So if I do 75x leverage on 5,000 collateral, that puts my position size at $362. So let's say it's like the same scenario. Let's see what we would have there. So we'll take the position size right here, and then we can go ahead and multiply our position size. We'll divide our position size by the current price of Bitcoin, 78 to 60. All right. And that will give us 4.62 Bitcoin. And then we'll multiply that by $1,000, right? Now we'll do 79 to 60. Right. So now we go from $362,000 to 366.9 minus your fees. So the fees are going to take some out. So, you're still making money on it, but you're making like $2,000 less. Because if you think about it, 362,000 to 366,000 minus fees brings you down to 365,000. So yeah, if you look at it, it's decent. You're making $3,000 rather than making 5,000 if you're not going to do the 319x leverage. That's why you got to be very careful with high leverage. You can still make good money with lower leverage. It's not going to be as big, but it's still going to be big. You can make a lot of money with the low leverage, right? You can make stupid money with high leverage, but you can lose it just as quick as you can make it. So yeah, you got to be careful there. And another thing I wanted to talk about though is also this right here. This is the holders. We have 121,335 holders. So 121K holders. That's pretty good. I just noticed one of these whale wallets bought in 45 days ago, and now they're at 694,000. So they bought all these coins 45 days ago, and now they're at 694,000, right? And they bought a little bit 58 days ago. And the reason why I'm mentioning that, because if you do the math here, about 30 days every month, right? So if we go back to March 26, because it's April 26, that's about 30 days. And then if we go halfway back to a little bit in February here, this is where this person bought. So around 18 cents this person bought, and now they're almost at a break-even point. The reason why I say this is because they're up there in the whale wallets. This is this whale wallet. Let's see, I think this was like the number 18th wallet or something like that. So yeah, they have what 0.4154%. So if you come up here 0.4154, they're their number 16 wallet, and the 16th whale wallet. They have 694,000. So I'm just saying, once they get to a break-even point, which they're about to do, there's a possibility that they could sell for a little bit of gains. Maybe they're expecting it to go a little bit higher. But see, even the whales can't time the pricing right? The number 16th whale, like they couldn't even time the right time to buy. As soon as they bought, it started dropping, literally. So, you can't really time everything. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is because if this whale alone sells, that's a good portion that they'll be selling along with all the other whales, right? If they make their money back and they start making money, they're going to start selling as well. So you just got to be careful because there's a lot of people waiting for this thing to take off. It's starting to go up. How long will it truly go up for? Until the next pullback, especially with the financial data coming out later on this week, and especially with what's happening with Bitcoin as well, because then Bitcoin could drop alongside of it. So anyways, we'll see what happens. Hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Check out the link in the description for Avantis. I love this trading platform. You can come over here and trade as well. It's actually a pretty good platform. But yeah, go ahead and check it out. Sign up with a link in the description. Get a portion off of your trading fees. And yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. As always, I'll be back with another video.